Hello everyone and welcome to this steel versus tungsteel compare video. Okay, so now let's dive straight into it. Okay, first off we have steel. Yeah, we didn't make this with iron silk, just with full grain leather, but yeah, it don't matter anyway. So we made a mercenary plate and we have, just for example, 62.72 slashing defense. On the other hand, we have the Tungsteel, with all skills 100 of course, and the same back material. It is a little bit heavier, it has a little bit more durability, but here comes the point. Just for example, we have 68.64 slashing defense. So if you calculate that, then you have around 5% more weight, around 15% more durability, 6% more blunt. So here comes a little hint. If you hit someone with your sword, then a tiny bit of your blunt damage get calculated in, but the outcome will be slashing damage. So for armors, for example, these blunt damage defense stats are really only considerable if you're getting a lot of handle hits or if you're fighting an opponent with clubs and hammers and stuff. Okay, you will also have 6% increased piercing damage, and you will have 9% increased slashing damage. That sounds not much, but it's actually more than you think. So here in this little example, Luke here hits me with a steel sword and I'm wearing a steel armor. And he's hitting me for 24, 27, let's look, 29. And the overhead, I think around 25, maybe 24. Okay, now we compare this to the Tungsteel armor. I have defensive stance 100 and he also have aggressive stance 100. So the low hit does also 0 damage. And yeah, the charged hit is 24, 23, and let's look, 22 and 23. Yeah, it's a little bit less than with the steel armor. It don't look like much, but you can look at, for example, the event video, I will link it in the description, where two pro players are fighting each other for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes and something like that. And these numbers could make a huge difference in pro fights. Because in advanced PvP, where both players have a lot of experience, or even in group fights, if the groups have a lot of experience, then it will come down to gear. And yeah, even if you have a slight advantage, about 5% or even 8% or 10% or something like that, that could make a huge difference on each parry or each block you take. And can also make a huge difference if you hit someone and you get at least one hit point or two damage to the opponent. And that's why we compare now the weapons too. We start with the steel weapon. 2 kilograms is pretty good for a great blade, and we have about 26 slashing damage. Now to our tungsteel weapon, we have around 28 slashing damage. So to compare all this, we have around 5% more weight, 15% more durability, 7% more blunt damage. And yeah, please consider this: if you fight with a sword, then a little bit of your blunt damage gets calculated into your final damage. Same with axes too. And that means if you only look at the slashing increase, then you can't calculate the real increase. So I guess for swords it was like 25% or something like that. But I'm pretty sure they changed the formula for Mortal Online 2, I don't know. Because some tests have shown that it seems like it's the same calculation. And I nearly forgot, it's also for maces. For maces the slashing gets calculated into your blunt damage. Okay, depending if your mace does slashing or blunt damage, yeah, it's kind of these things. So 7.6% more piercing and 8.5% more slashing. It don't seem much, but don't underestimate these damage numbers. So here's now the test with the steel weapon. Just a little thrust attack and then a charged hit from the left. And it's 126 and it's always around the 120 area. It really just depends on the milliseconds you release the hit, but in general it's about 125, 122 and yeah, sometimes even 100 or 108. And here, for example, with the tungsteel weapon, note aggressive stance 100, Tuzar and a lot of glade gifts, actually the damage bonus glade gift, 136, 135 and so on. Yeah, that numbers don't seem like much, but it's actually a lot. Even a few hit points can make huge differences on the battlefield. So I really hope you liked the video, and I really hope it helps for your decision to run in steel or in tungsteel, or use a tungsteel weapon or a steel weapon. So very thanks to Lokir, my guildmate, who helped me a lot for the video, and also very thanks for the Patreon supporters. Without them my ants would eat cheap as Aldi market honey, but now they got premium stuff. And also thanks to all of the community. Okay, I think this end card is going too long. So please leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and don't forget to make party art. See you next time. Goodbye.